Rabbi Manis Friedman. Thank God it's Tuesday. Mazel tov, mazel tov, mazel tov. 55 years of spreading light, Torah wisdom, giving people hope and teaching them how to be joyous, making Hasidic philosophies easy to understand, to comprehend, and to implement. Wow. Mazel tov to us. I'm saying mazel tov to all of us who have been benefiting from this for 55 years. Thank you so much. And just wanted to ask you, how did it all start? I mean, did you choose it or were you chosen to do what you do? How did it come about?
Well, hearing the Rebbe back in the late 50s, early 60s, hearing the Rebbe speak about changing the world, when everybody else was depressed and miserable, recovering from the war, devastated by Stalin, everybody was negative, everybody was pessimistic. America is not Europe, and here we're not going to have Judaism. And on the other hand, the Rebbe is saying we're going to change the world. We are the victims of the world, according to most people. And to the Rebbe, no, we are the fixers of the world. It was so exciting. I mean, just because it wasn't depressing. It was the alternative was not very appealing at all. So as a young teenager, yes, this is... So I couldn't wait to get to work being the Rebbe Shliach. And in order to be a Shliach, you had to be married. So I asked my wife to marry me because I wanted to be a Shliach. Get me out of yeshiva. I wanted... So we went off to Minnesota for 50-some years. But it started even before that. Even while I was in yeshiva, I would sneak out and go speak, and there was no choice. There was nothing else worth doing compared to this. And then, of course, many of my classmates, same thing. They all became shluchim. So it was the Rebbe's inspiration and positive, optimistic thinking that the truth of Torah can save the world. But you had to get to the truth, to the core.
So if you were to summarize the most important message that you are getting out there, and hopefully people are comprehending it, what is that message, the most important message?
The most important message is the exact opposite of modern psychology. Life is not about me, never was, can't be. It's not to be the best I can be and the most I can be, because what's the point? What is the point? You're born and you only have potential, but if you actualize that potential, then what? Good for you. What was that all about? So you got to go back to the beginning, get to the core. Why are we here? If you ask yourself, why are you here? You cannot possibly think that you're here for yourself. I'm here to be the best I can be. That doesn't explain anything. So when you're the best you can be, then what? Then you die. Well, thank you. That's a great plan. So once you get to the core of why am I here, which is the most fundamental question, then modern psychology makes no sense. And even most religion doesn't make sense. You're here to be good so that you can die and go someplace else. Who came up with that plan? So the message that can save the world is, we are not here because we need something. We are here because something is needed from us. If we could change people's thinking about themselves, I don't have needs that must be fulfilled. That is so frustrating and depressing and negative. It doesn't go anywhere. And people are realizing that. Stop talking about me. On the other hand, if you are needed, if you are necessary to a vast eternal plan, which is the reason for creation in the first place, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now you're starting at the beginning. Why are we here in the first place? Why were we created when we don't need to be? Now we're sounding intelligent. There's a purpose, there's a need, there's an end goal, not for ourselves, for the Creator. So when we say there is intelligence in creation, intelligence means purpose, not just system. So everybody marvels at how everything works perfectly together. In nature, everything is balanced. That's not what's exciting. What's exciting is that it all has a purpose. If people start asking, what is my purpose? The world is getting better. When we find out what the purpose is, the world is perfect. We were created because we are needed. We do what we are needed for. The plan becomes fulfilled, and God has the world that He wanted to begin with.
Rabbi Friedman, at this particular time, I want to take a couple of seconds to personally thank you for that message, because the first time I heard from you in one of your wonderful podcasts on YouTube that God needs me, needs us, and that realization that I am not a happy accident of my parents, and and my whole life is not accidental, but it has a purpose, brought me from here to here in closeness to God. Because if God needs me, wow, that is just the most amazing concept I could understand, and that makes sense. And my life started to make sense right there and then. And it became happy right there and then. Because if I'm an accident, then everything I do is an accident. If I have a purpose, then everything I do is for a purpose. And that's a different level. And I am sure you're doing this for the masses, because if it happened to me, I'm sure it happened to millions of others people. And thank you on behalf of all those millions. Life-changing, absolutely life-changing. And I hope people are hearing us, and this is still a snowball effect, which I'm sure it is. However, unfortunately, this is something that makes people think you're controversial. And unfortunately, this is something that gets some people even angry at you. What do you say to those people?
Nothing. Nothing. I mean, it's a silly... But it's not millions, it's billions of people. Because if you're telling the truth, it has to apply to every human being in the world all 9 billion. 9 billion. The official number is 8 billion, but somebody discovered that the way we count and the way we measure is off by a billion. So whatever. If it leaves out a single person, then it's not the truth. We were all created to serve in God's vast eternal plan. No one is excluded. No one. Jews have a certain way of doing it. Non-Jews have a different way of doing it. Men have a different way. Women have a different way. The Kohen has a different, but we're all doing the same thing. So if it leaves out a single person, you know it's not the truth.
Rabbi Friedman, unfortunately today I was told we don't have our full hour, so there's one more question that I would like to very much ask you today, and I'm going to use your school's tactics, Beis Hana. If there were no boundaries, nothing stopping you, what would you do?
Well, what I'm trying to do is to get the message out to the world. And the internet makes it very practical and doable. We just need people to support us, to help us, because reaching 8 billion people is a very good project. It's a very noble cause. And what could be better for the world than to get 8 billion people together on a common goal? That's like bringing Mashiach right there. So we're looking for people who will help us, who will support us, who will take it to the next giant step.
Rabbi Friedman, I personally and Radio USA are so happy to be part of this journey, part of this mission. And we're beyond grateful to you for all the difference that you're making, the most important difference that you're making to heal this world, to bring the right messages to the world, to really elevate this world in the truest sense of the word. And it's good to know.org. Everybody, please, let's join Rabbi Friedman in this mission. I have not met a better mission yet in my so many years, and and I am so grateful for being a part of it. So let's all get on board. It's good to know.org. Let's all bring Mashiach together as soon as and as quickly as possible. Rabbi Friedman, thank you so much. Mazel tov to all of us again for you and everything that you do. And what is this? So it's 55 years, so it's 65 more years to go of this mission. Hopefully Mashiach will come earlier. Thank you.
Yeah, going on 80 is pretty weird.
Oh, wow. Well, it's in 120.
So we had a little birthday party at my daughter's house. But 79 going on 80? I don't know how to do this. I've never done this before. How do you become 80? At 80, you're supposed to be so wise and so strong. I don't know.
Yeah, we have someone to look up to. Thank you so much for that. As well, as far as being wise and strong, and we just wish you till 120 to do what you do, and to make all the difference in the world, because this is what you do, and hopefully to have many or all people join you in this mission. Thank you so much. Mazel tov.
Thank you.